My question is about transgender people and relationships. So I think we can all agree that there's certain cases where consent may not really be consent if you don't really know what's going on. So if you have a transgender person who is completely passable and you have physical touch in a relationship, whether it's something small or something very big, and the person doesn't know what's going on, do you think people should be prosecuted for that? And that's a question for both.
I mean, I feel like this is a fear that's largely fabricated by either insane people online or conservatives. Like, the reality is that vast majority of trans people would not want to put themselves in a situation where they're like surprising somebody in a sexual encounter because it represents generally a great risk to the trans person. But I mean, like, I think we can all probably agree that like if you are springing a surprise set of genitals on somebody, it's probably not a good thing to do. Whether it arises to, you know, the level of rape or sexual assault, I mean, you would have to define it in the courts. You shouldn't do that. But I don't think that this is a thing that most trans people want. I don't think most people want to show up and like have the risk of the person that they're with either violently attacking them or like recoiling in horror or something.
Yeah, I don't think sex should be a jack-in-the-box surprise in general, right? The only surprise should be if it's not as big as she wished it was. All of our problems now, but on the real note, I mean, there are things that people don't know about sex, and there are issues, and people have problems in performance, and not understanding the biology or the actual plumbing of somebody that you're having sex with would be a huge problem. And I think, just because I don't want to put words in your mouth, you said that the only people who would like talk about this being happening is like crazy people on the internet and conservatives.
Yeah, I mean, you have very far left people on Twitter that say it shouldn't matter, and then you've got conservatives that say it's happening all the time. But I think most trans people in real life that are touching grass are probably disclosing this before
touching grass.
Yeah,
without the G, without the G. But I also want to say I think there was a YouTuber who did that as well. People do this, and I do believe this has to do a little bit with why prostitutes or different people are killed. The whole Black Trans Lives Matter has a bit to do with that as well, of not telling people. And I would say, you know, consent in and of itself, it's so funny because in a society that has basically passed up all morals, the reason why we focus so much on consent is because we've thrown almost every other contingency of morality out the window with sex. You know, we don't really have any other boundaries, so we only have one part left to pretend like it's sacred in our culture. We already kill the children that are unwanted. We already have every type of deviancy. We're already trans, but we have consent, and so suddenly we care so much about this this one topic as the one place. And yeah, if at a certain point then we've got to stick in society, if this is the last chance we have, if you've got a dick and balls, you should tell somebody. And if you don't, they should know, because the surprise may be the hardest night of your life. And not because you're hard.